Hey friends, Mr. Joe and I are here at Trader's Cove, and we've been fishing all day in the hot sun, and I got so thirsty from being out here all day long. Have you ever gotten thirsty?
Yeah, I got thirsty really bad one time helping a friend move in the summer. Hey friends, if you guys get thirsty, I bet you get thirsty when you're running around playing soccer, running around in the sun all day kicking the ball, or running around playing tag with your friends. Or how about eating a whole bucket of salty popcorn on family movie night?
Today we're going to learn about a Bible passage that tells us that we should be thirsty for something. Let's see if you can figure out what it's telling us to be thirsty for. So it's Psalm 42 verses 1 and 2. And it says, "A deer longs for streams of water. God, I long for you in the same way. I am thirsty for God. I am thirsty for the living God. When can I go and meet with him?"
What do you kids think it's telling us to be thirsty for? Yes, I agree. We think it's telling us to be thirsty for God.
Oh.
One question, Miss April. What does it mean to be thirsty for God?
Well, when you are thirsty for a drink, you really want that drink and you want nothing else but that drink. Like in the verse Psalm 42:1, when it says the deer longs for streams of water, when we are thirsty, we long or really want water so that it refreshes us and restores us. And we are to long or want God or for God, just like a thirsty deer longs or wants the streams of water.
Oh, I get it. So when we thirst for God, he refreshes us and restores us, right?
Yep. And refresh means to give energy, and restore means to bring something or someone back to original or what they were before. So for example, when we worry, God can bring us back to peace, which is where we were before we began worrying.
But how does he refresh us and restore us?
By spending time with God in prayer and reading the Bible. But sometimes we fill ourselves up with other things. We fill up on things like sports and TV and video games and even our friends, and then there's no room for God to refresh us.
So we shouldn't watch TV or play video games or have friends?
Watching TV and playing video games and all that stuff is fine, but when we fill our time up with so much of those things and we don't have time to spend with the Lord, he can't refresh us or restore us.
Okay, I get it. There is only one thing that fulfills us, and that is God.
Right.
So we need to spend time with him so we can grow closer with him, and so he can refresh, restore, and nourish us. And more than wanting to play video games, watch TV, we should want to be with the Lord. So how do we know if we're not filling ourselves up on too much video games and not enough God?
Psalm 139 verse 23 says, "Search me, God, and know my heart, and test me and know my anxious thoughts." This verse is saying to ask God to search our hearts and show us what's in our hearts. If we ask him to show us what we are filling our time with that is keeping us from spending time with him so he can refresh us and restore us, he'll show us. He will show us what we want instead of wanting him. So we have two challenges for you again this week. Challenge number 1 is to memorize Psalm 42 verses 1 and 2. A deer longs for streams of water. God, I long for you the same way. I thirst for God. I thirst for the living God. When can I go and meet with him? This will remind you to want God alone to refresh and restore you.
And the second challenge we have for you this week is to set a special night this week and have a family movie night. Spend time together as a family and fill up on some salty popcorn.
That sounds like a good plan. Let's finish up our what is it? We're refreshed and restored and do some more fishing.
Let's go.